Hey friends, welcome back. Sharon Brubaker here with Healing Starts with the Heart. I want to talk to you about a recent podcast that we just released, podcast number 8. We had a guest, Shelly. Shelly shares her compelling story of how she found me through a past client of mine. Shelly actually came to me because her husband had died by suicide. She was so distraught. I mean, you could literally see she was bent over when she walked in the office. She was adamant she was going to do grief recovery. But somewhere along the way, around lesson 3, she decided to go to therapy instead. I really want you guys to check out this 2-part podcast that we're doing where Shelly comes back and shares her story about coming back to grief recovery afterwards. But what I want to talk about today is the difference between grief recovery and therapy. I often get asked, is this therapy? Is it like therapy? Is it the same as therapy? Should I do grief recovery? Should I do therapy? There's a couple of things I want you to know. First of all, grief is a normal and natural reaction to a loss of any kind. It is normal and natural to grieve. Grief is not a disorder. Grief is not a phobia. Grief is not depression nor anxiety. However, you can feel very depressed or anxious while grieving. I do not have a couch. You do not lay on my couch. Grief recovery is an educational program. What I teach you are the action steps that you need to move beyond the pain. Erica and I often meet with clients and share our experience about how these steps helped us. Here's some other things I want you to understand. Grief can be so overwhelming. Grief is emotional. It is not intellectual. Grief happens here in our heart. And that's the reason that Erica and I go after what is broken in your heart to help you repair that. I am not against therapy at all. And many times, grief recovery works very well along with therapy. We know that grievers need to talk. They need to share their story. They need to tell us everything that's in their heart that's broken. And in grief recovery, we give you that place to do that. But then we give you some homework where you're actually looking at your relationship with your loved one. There are no stages to grief, my friends. It is not a neat list of stages that I'm going to give you. Grievers suffer from reduced concentration. Just like Shelly will share with you, she couldn't even think about whether to do grief recovery or to do therapy. And a family friend of hers pushed her through therapy. 1 year later, Shelly came back to me, still needing the help, still not recovered from her husband's death. It's sometimes difficult to talk about our loved ones. I have been with clients that can't even say their loved one's name. This just happened to me yesterday. My client couldn't even repeat her son's name. Grievers hate for us to tell them that we know how they feel. Erica and I want you guys to follow our podcast. You can find us on iTunes. It's at healingstartswiththeheart.com. There you will learn a ton of information about grieving and the steps that you can do on a daily basis to help you. But if you know that you're absolutely ready to start on the action steps, reach out to us at healingstartswiththeheart.com. I'm Sharon Brubaker, my sister Erica Honore, and we'd love to talk with you. Thank you.